So, Christmas gift for mathematicians. So, many mathematicians believe that the physical realm operates upon mathematics, that math is the cause and the effect is the laws of physics, if you will. But how, I would challenge any mathematician or physicist to explain to me how do I, I don't know if that's showing up very well, but so they're saying that, right, those symbols, which is mathematics, they're mathematical symbols, that causes that. Now, how? Someone, please, anyone, explain to me step by step, so there's no gaps in between the steps, how those symbols was the cause of the phone dropping. There's no direct causal link that anyone can show, right? So yes, there's a massive correlation between the functioning of mathematics and the functioning of the physical realm, gravity. But they're parallel systems. There's one fundamental system process, and that is awareness just coming back onto itself. It's a cyclical process, and the thought realm, which includes mathematics, and the physical realm, which is the senses and includes gravity, are parallel systems. They're correlated because they're basically holographic expressions of the same process. There's one process, right? So what is it? Like, I'm going to try to show mathematicians the obvious. And this is obvious. So where exactly is the causal relationship between mathematics and the physical realm? Well, it's this. It's technology. This has been the result, the direct causal effect of mathematics interacting with the physical realm. Isn't it so? So mathematicians are overlooking how math actually interacts and affects the physical realm. And it's through technology and, let's say, the financial system, right? The financial system of the world, of humanity, is all mathematics now, right? It's not even connected to the physical realm because it never really was, right? It was all just made up. The connection between mathematics, the economy, the economics of mathematics and the economics of the physical world don't mix. So there's 400 PhD level economists in the Federal Reserve. And look at what's happening to the fiat currency system. So you would think that 400 academics, PhD level academics, with all their brilliance, would have things running absolutely perfectly, right? If mathematics actually does affect and is connected to the physical realm, then you'd think that all these people that know all this mathematics would have everything running perfectly. But it's the exact opposite, isn't it? And it's because the physical realm is not causal with the mental realm. Yes, they're correlated. So what has objectively and realistically, what has mathematics produced? How has it affected the physical realm and our subjective experience? Right? Mathematics says nothing about happiness and suffering. It doesn't, it can't possibly answer why we're here. And it certainly doesn't address any type of subjective experience being suffering and happiness, right? It says nothing about that. So, how is that truth? So, what has mathematics in its interaction with the physical realm? What does it produce? It's produced technology, and that technology has humanity, the physical body that is humanity, helplessly addicted to the technology. That's what it's done. And the technology has developed. We should have never gotten into these lower domains, these lower realms of molecular realm, which is chemistry, and the atomic realm and the subatomic realms. These are what cannot be picked up by your senses is not physical. So if it's not fully physical, then it's partially mental as well. So if we can say that this realm of gravity and your senses is the physical realm, then the technology that mathematics from the thought realm has produced allows us to look at and manipulate and mess around with these other layers, these other realms that we've probably already gone through in this natural evolution of increasing self-awareness. So we're degressing, we're devolving. And that's obvious that math has gone wrong because math and science is what humanity has followed, right? As a path of truth. And look at humanity. We're a fucking mess. There's more suffering now. Psychological suffering has taken over the physical suffering, but there's more psychological suffering within the human species than there ever has been. And it's because we're following mathematics. And mathematicians don't recognize that they don't mix. It doesn't mix. So this technology is going to lead, and especially our messing around with the atomic realm, that is going to be our demise, isn't it? So the technology has led to us burning fossil fuels, and that process has developed into global heating, and that is now exponential. And that is going to cause the collapse of society. Well, along with the economic system that is all math, that doesn't align with the economics of the natural world. So society is going to collapse as food production becomes more and more difficult and the financial system collapses. And there are 435 nuclear power plants on the planet. So when society collapses, and by the way, these nuclear reactors are near bodies of water that are drying up and heating up, right? To cool the rods, you need a lot of water, and hopefully it's cool and there's a lot of it. And climate change is warming that water and making it less and less and less, right? There's less water to warm these. So think about it. If the nuclear physicists are no longer getting paid, and the infrastructure that keeps those 435 nuclear power plants running, if that collapses, then how long will it take for a number of these nuclear power plants to melt down? And to what degree will they melt down? If no one's there, if nothing's operating anymore, how many Chernobyls and Fukushimas will it take to burn off the atmosphere of the planet and kill all life on the planet? This is what math is doing to the physical realm, isn't it? Obviously, mathematics, the way it interacts with the physical realm, isn't causing the physical realm to do what it does. It just develops technology, which is an incorrect interpretation of what math is. And my theory, I'll provide the links, that math is completely wrong because it's the misinterpretation of a message. But I don't want to get into that right now. But it's completely obvious that we've gone the wrong way. Gödel's incompleteness theorem is consciousness itself telling mathematicians this doesn't work. It doesn't work, along with Heisenberg's uncertainty principle telling physicists that this doesn't work. But they see, and that's because as we get down to these other layers, smaller, let's just call them smaller realms, they become more and more thought-like. They're not physical, they're mental. And the technology and the mental, the thought realm of mathematics, it tells the biological body, the biological mathematicians and physicists how to construct the technology, the machines that bring about the appearance of what the thoughts predict. But they're just appearances. You can't see these things without the technology. So they're not meant to be experienced by the physical realm. That's our past. We've done that. We've gone through that. But the natural process of evolution is towards ever increasing self-awareness. And the next step of the process, of this natural process of increasing self-awareness, is the transcendence of thought. You will find you will discover and realize the higher level of self-awareness within you if you transcend thought and just abide in as thought-free awareness. How many mathematicians and physicists and scientists can sit even for that amount of time without having a thought, without having that voice, that disembodied voice in their head blabbering away, probably about mathematics? Well, it's this simple, people. It's this simple in theory and this difficult in practice because you've been brainwashed. You've been brainwashed. You have been programmed by the blind leading the blind, and Maya has us completely duped and fooled. to follow the wrong path. And that path is the path of devolution, not evolution. Decreasing self-awareness, not increasing self-awareness. So this will be our demise, our foray back into our past, into the thought, the subatomic realm specifically. It will destroy us because we were not meant to go there, not naturally. We're meant to expand our consciousness beyond thought. So either by World War III, which is developing right now, because it's based on the other of nothing, I got into that too. Either World War III, using nuclear weapons, will destroy all life on Earth, or the melting down of X number of 435 nuclear power plants will, either one of those, or maybe a combination of both, will destroy all life on Earth. And if mathematicians, the really important ones, the ones that people listen to, if they are not the ones to recognize this, their error, and bring awareness to this, then we will continue down the same path that we always have in this time loop of just samsara. Samsara over and over and over and over. And if you want to know the real purpose of mathematics, what it's really doing, and the meaning of numbers, then you need to check out and actually try to understand my theory that says that the natural number system is a message of samsara. It's expressing that we're in samsara, and that mathematics is the incorrect interpretation of that message. And that incorrect interpretation has led us to the fucking mess that we're in. You have to drop everything that you've learned. You haven't discovered this on your own, have you? You've been taught this through generation and generation and generation of incestuous academic behavior. And you've been crammed into your head that it's true and it's real, and it works to a certain degree. But again, it works only as a tool of Maya, to drag us deeper into delusion. And we will continue on this path if you, the mathematician, doesn't break out of this cult, finally have a realization and break out of this brainwashing programming that you've gone through for many, 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 many decades. If you don't do this, then we're just going to continue on, and we're going to end up destroying all life on Earth. I don't know how much plainer I can make it. You're brainwashed. I can see that you're brainwashed. You're in a cult, but it's the biggest, most powerful cult ever developed, right? It's academia itself. It's the voice in your head itself, which has been expanding, right? There are no more spaces between thoughts, are there? Why is it expanding so much? Why are we so addicted to the technology that math has created? Merry Christmas. I'm sure that they're going to return this gift as well. maybe that one really, really important mathematician will come to realize this and be the greatest mathematician that's ever lived because he saw the error in mathematics itself, concluding it, right? There's no conclusion. Gödel's incompleteness theorem. There's no conclusion within mathematics itself. There will not be a mathematical equation that finally answers everything and concludes mathematics because it's incorrect. It's the incorrect interpretation of a message. And going down the wrong path just leads you further away into more abstract, right? More abstract realms. Today's advanced mathematics has nothing to do with the physical realm. It's all abstract. It's because it never did have anything to do with the physical realm. These mathematicians need to look at their own lives and ask themselves, if math is relating to reality, if it's some sort of truth relating to some deeper functioning of reality, then why the fuck isn't my life perfect? If I understand reality to such a degree, why do I still have suffering? Why does it seem as though my life is as average and normal as buddy that works in the pizza pie place? You have to be objective and look at your own subjective experience to realize what I'm saying. I hope you do, because the stakes are very, very, very high.